Good morning, dear student. We were seeing the major Indian poets, in which we have discussed the major Indian poets, the Henry Louis Vivian Dereggio, and how he was so interested in social and political issues, and how he was also interested in beauties of nature and love, and how many poems he has composed in his lifetime we have seen. Today we are going to discuss the another major poet, Toru Datta. She was born in 1856 and was died in 1877. A Bengali like Dereggio is considered by many to have accomplished significant achievement in the field of Indo-Anglian poetry. She was prolific writer who wrote both in French and English, and who wrote novels, one in English and one in French as well. As a poem, she studied in Cambridge, where she became proficient in several languages. Her poetry was often based on Indian texts and tales such as Ramayana, the Mahabharata, and Vishnu Purana. Some her poems, more famous poems, were Sita, Savitri, published in 5 parts, Our Kashurina Tree, Lakshman. Thus, poetry focused on Indian myth and reveals her desire to marry the form of English literature that she read with the content of Indian text and value she grew up with. And here is the text of her poem Sita. So, as far as Toru Datta is concerned, she was prolific writer, and she also composed her poems in English as well as French. She also composed, she also has written novel, one is in English and another is in French. So, as she studied in Cambridge, she got master in various languages, several languages. Her poetry was often based on Indian text and Indian tales. Tales means epic, we can generally say Ramayana, Mahabharata, and other Shiv Purans and other. She was totally fascinated by these Indian literature, and that's why she says, reveals her desire to marry the form of English literature. She wanted to express her views with the help of foreign language, but text too should be Indian. That's why she, most of her poems, longer poems such like Sita, Savitri, are in English, are written in English, but have the themes and text of the Indian origin. And her poem Sita, three happy children in the darkened room, what do they gaze on with the wide open eyes? A dense, dense forest where no sunbeam pries, and in its centers the clear spot. There bloom a gigantic flower on the creeper that embrace the tall trees. There in a quiet lucid lake, the white swan glide. There, veering from the break, the peacock spring. There herd of the wild deer race. There the patches gleam with the yellow waving grain. There the blue smoke from the strange altar rise light. There dwells in peace a poet, anchorite. But who is this fair lady? Not in vain she weeps her low. At every tear she shed, tears from the 3 pairs of young eyes fall amain. The bowed in sorrow are the 3 young heads. It is an old, old story, and the lay which has evoked the sad Sita from the past is by the mother sung. It is hushed at last and mailed the picture from their sight away. Yet shall they dream of it until the day when shall those children by their mother's side gather. Ah me, erst at eventhood. This is the description of the Sita, where the Sita lives. After, we can say, when she was deported from Ram, and when she just live in the forest with her children Love and Ankush, and this whole atmosphere of that forest has been described here, and very beautifully she described each and everything so minutely, that, and also the grief of Sita. So as far as for your concerns, I would like to say, you just keep in mind work written by Toru Datta, and in which you should write down her name of her poetries, Sita, Savitri, or Kashwarina tree, and Lakshman. These poetries have been written by Toru Datta. You should keep in mind or write it down in your notebook. Okay, then comes the Rabindranath Tagore. He was born in 1861 and was died in 1841. Needs no introduction because each and everyone in India knows Rabindranath Tagore. A freedom fighter and gifted writer, his fame reached far and wide. He was awarded Nobel Prize in Literature in 1933. These questions can be asked to you in your exam. When he was conferred the Nobel Prize, you must keep in mind in 1913. Write it down. He was awarded Nobel Prize in Literature in 1913. He was also knighted by British government. Knighted means he got the Sir Padvi, you know very well, Sir. And he also give back that knighthood back by British government, an honor he declined after the Jallianwala Bagh massacre in 1919, stating, "I, for my part, wish to stand the shorn of all special distinction by the side of those of my countrymen who, for their so-called insignificance, are liable to suffer degradation not fit for the human being." Such type of statement was given after denying that the award given by British government, because we know all that Jallianwala Bagh massacre, the Jallianwala Bagh Hatyakand, in history you might have learnt about all that thing. That's why at that massacre he just give back that Sir Padvi to British government. In addition to his literary accomplishment, Tagore was composer and has over 2000 songs to his credit. Most important thing, you just write it down. Composer and has over 2000 songs to his credit. He has composed 2000 songs. Two of these, Jana Gana Mana and Amar Sona Bangla, are the national anthem of India and Bangladesh respectively. He also composed the Jana Gana Mana, this is the national anthem of India, and the Amar Sona Bangla, this is national anthem of Bangladesh. He composed that both national anthem for India and Bangladesh respectively. He was also an artist, exhibited his painting at several galleries. He was also artist and he has painted a lot of paintings, and he also exhibit that all painting at several galleries, and we can imagine his talent in each and every sphere. We can see his talent. Tagore was deeply inspired by the Upanishad and wanted to revive the Hindu society on the model espoused by the Upanishad and other ancient Hindu texts. His school Shantiniketan, which he set up in Calcutta in 1901, was an attempt to make education accessible and emancipatory, and that was the great attempt made by Rabindranath Tagore, that each and everyone in the society should get education free. That's why he just wanted to give that education on the basis of Upanishad and other Hindu scripture, and that's why he founded that Shantiniketan school for each and everyone, regardless of their caste, class or anything. He thought at that time each and every human being, each and every student should get the free education, and that was attempt while founding that Shantiniketan school in 1901. He was polymath who wrote on all the manner of subjects, from the social reform to nature of reality. The latter was based on the talk he had with Einstein. Tagore's impact on the society has been profound. Tagore wrote of his poetry, who are you, reader, reading my poems 100 years hence? I cannot send you one single flower from this wealth of the spring, one single streak of the gold from the yonder cloud. Open your doors and look abroad. From your blossoming garden gather fragrant memories of the vanished flower of the 100 years before. In the joy of your heart may you feel the living joy that sang one spring morning, sending its glad voice across the 100 years. Tagore's aware is immense and spanning several plays, novels, novellas, short stories, hundreds of poems, and 2000 of songs. Such type of literature he has created in his whole lifetime, and he has given all that literature. And the literature of Tagore is like a lighthouse that is always guiding to human society. So his poem, Where the Mind is Without Fear, succinctly expresses his philosophy and his wish for society. You might have learned this poem. Where the mind is without fear and here the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the drear sand of dead habits, where the mind is led forward by thee into your widening thought and action into that heaven of freedom. My Father, let my country awake. Such type of feelings, such type of thoughts he has expressed. There should be the mind of Indian people without fear, and their head should be held high. Because when that could happen, because there should be the knowledge free for all. There should be we should be free from the all domestic walls, means we should be free from all the religious barriers. We should not divide ourselves on the basis of religions, on the basis of caste, on the basis of class. We should not divide ourselves on the bad habits. We should not be so poor and weak, following the bad rituals. And these bad habits means the habits like child marriage and that sati, that burning the bride alive. Such type of bad habit we should avoid. That may help us to be a really good human being, and really our India would be the really great in this whole world. Such type of appeal he has made with the help of this poem. Apart from his political writing, he also wrote on the themes such as love and beauty. Tagore experimented with form more than his predecessor did. The result is the poetry that is more modern, without rhyme or set number of lines, flow like music. One of his more beautiful poem is Are You a Mere Picture? This is another poem that you must write down. Are You Mere Picture? This is very good poem. He was also the we can say worshipper, nature worship, and he also wrote the poem on the theme of loves and others. Just as we see the Gitanjali, we will come to know the various poems based on loves and that nature. So dear student, for today it is enough, and remaining portion we will discuss tomorrow. Thank you.